The history of indigenous African architecture is seldom explored in a satisfactory manner. The African continent contains a myriad of architectural styles, from massive stone buildings all the way to earthen structures. Today, we're going to be discussing a unique aspect of African architectural history, the origins of Fulani-Hausa architecture. What up, African world? It's Somsim here, and welcome back to another video of African history, culture, and worldview. By supporting this channel on Patreon, you're helping in the creation of these videos and contributing to this content. The link to Patreon is in the description box below. Also, stay tuned with a word from my sponsors.
Hello, my name is Howard Dorsey. I'm 54 years old. I'm here to talk about my experience with herbal results. I was getting sick, so I went to the doctor, and they told me that my blood pressure was high, my cholesterol was borderline or high, so I was very sick. You know, sometimes I thought I was dying at some point. And I ordered a bottle of olive leaf extract. This is how the bottle comes in. And within the first probably week and a half, 2 weeks, I checked my blood pressure and it was back down to normal. It was like 120/80. My cholesterol went down to 125. You know, I definitely believe that olive leaf extract from Herbal Results saved my life. And that's real. I mean, I recommend it to everyone in my family, my friends, and we've seen a lot of results in that manner as well.
Purchase now at herbalresults.net.
To begin, most individuals refer to urban Hausa structures as Hausa architecture. However, scholar LaBelle Presson decided to delineate further what she believed to be an additional Fulani culture that impacted the architecture scene in the region around the 19th century. There are scholars who question that historical model. However, I thought her perspective was interesting. Thus, in this video, I'll be presenting from LaBelle's scholastic paradigm, so please keep that context in mind. The Fulani are one of the most popular people groups on the African continent. Unlike most African ethnic groups, they inhabit multiple regions throughout the continent. However, Fulani people never make up the majority in any country they reside. The Fulani inhabit a vast territory stretching from Senegal on the Atlantic coast to the Central African Republic to the east. Throughout this region, however, they live side by side with other peoples, and they do not form a majority in any of the countries they inhabit. The Fulani are the most thoroughly pastoral people of West Africa. More than half of them raise livestock to varying degrees of exclusivity. The Fulani are popularly known as a nomadic people for the most part. However, in the 19th century, for one group of Fulani people in northern Nigeria, this began to change. Their full embrace of Islam inspired them to take over whole territories and live a more settled or urban existence. The rise of the Sokoto Caliphate in northern Nigeria under Fulani leader Usman Dan Fodio was perhaps the most powerful Fulani empire at the time. Nomadism, or peoples who have no permanent settlement, was a big part of Fulani history and tradition, and so the transition to urban life could not go unnoticed. In one of the more interesting commentaries from African peoples, we have the words of Usman Dan Fodio's daughter. After her father had finally conquered Hausa territory, she made a fascinating, if not poetic, inference to their previous nomadic lifestyle. Brief context here is appropriate to understand her words. Yunfa was the Hausa leader who opposed Usman Dan Fodio, her father. According to one source, the Hausa mocked the Fulani for having but only a few horses, and also being ill-equipped for battle. After the Fulani victory, here's what Usman Dan Fodio's daughter reportedly said. Yunfa fled from bare-legged herdsmen who had neither mail nor horsemen. We that had been chased like hares can now live in houses. This quote brilliantly encapsulates the origins of Fulani-Hausa architecture. The Fulani Jihad was the first instance in West African history where nomadic sedentarism and political hegemony constituted part of the same process. This unique set of circumstances accounts for the peculiar evolution of what is today called Hausa architecture. Now, this is not to say in the least that the Hausa peoples did not have any architecture or structures before the Fulani. However, the style we identify as Hausa today, according to Labelle Presson, likely originated from a network of knowledge between these two cultures and their technologies. The Hausa were undoubtedly experts at earthen construction, and according to Labelle Presson, these skills were invaluable to Fulani elites seeking to construct urban spaces, especially spaces imbued with Islamic architectural paradigms. While the development of the so-called Hausa vaults and domes may have been instigated and encouraged by the desire to simulate the formal and visual imagery of Islam in northeastern Africa, the foundation for its innovative technology derives from the sedentarization process of traditional Fulani nomadic tent structures. These Hausa vaults were selectively used for those architectural components critical to the reinforcement of Fulani hegemony and the consolidation of the caliphate. Scholar Labelle Presson suggests that the Fulani-ruled Sokoto Caliphate was incredibly influential, and its most lasting consequence was the socio-cultural, political, religious, and intellectual evolution of northern Nigeria, which was unprecedented in the west-central Sudan. The quote by Usman's daughter truly captures how the Fulani in the region made a conscious decision to transform their own society, and in doing so, change the course of history. Well, I'm all out, guys. If you like these videos and want to help in its continued production, consider supporting the home team on patreon.com. The link is in the description box below. Know thyself. Remember your ancestors. Peace.